Welcome back, YouTube. In today's video, we're going to try to fit this Amazon, eBay, Audi water pump onto my 2017 Road Glide Ultra, where my water pump went out on a trip I took recently. So yeah, this isn't going to be a how-to. This will be more of a how to make the Audi one work on the Harley. And I'll get into why that is in a little bit. Let's get into it. Alright, back on the road. Now, when it comes to taking the Harley water pump off, you have the inlet and the outlet back here. So the goal today, I'm going to remove these hoses. We're going to let it drain, and then we'll pull this water pump off. This rubber piece on here, I'm going to transfer this rubber piece to the Audi water pump, and then we'll reinstall it. So I've already unplugged it, and I tested the Audi water pump to make sure it does come on when I flush my system. So if we know the water pump comes on with the signal from Harley, and we'll just get into it. So inlet, outlet, remove this, and I'll see you back on the bench. Back on the bench, have the old water pump out, have the new one sitting right here. So the hardest part about taking the old water pump off was the outlet here has some kind of like crimp, like hose clamp on it. So the best way to pull that off is get a substantial pair of wire cutters and just kind of cut it off. So when I put this back together, I'm going to be using this type of spline hose clamp. It is not what came on it, but I think these will be just fine, or if not better than what comes from Harley. So the two things we have to do here is we're going to swap these caps. So they should line straight up. We're just going to completely swap them over. The Audi water pump has bigger diameter holes here. So we're just going to completely swap them. That's as easy as taking these like Torx bits and popping it off. There's like a gasket on the inside. I'll show you that once we get to it. It's like a gasket on the inside, pop it off, just completely swap it. So let's get to it. But first, I'll tell you why I went with an eBay Audi water pump. The Harley kit, this is the M8 water pump, which was changed after the Rushmore deal in 2014. So when they came out with the M8, they upgraded the water pumps from the twin cams. The Harley kit, you can only get the kit from Harley, and it is $500. If you want Harley to install it, it'll be roughly 4 hours, so another $500. This is a $1,000 job. I saw plenty of Facebook posts talking about using these Audi water pumps. You can find, if you look up the part number on the back of it, you can find the Pearson, which is who makes the Harley water pump, Pearson water pump for, I think, $350. And I think I saw one for like $280 on eBay as well. So if you don't want to do the Audi water pump, you can just find the Pearson water pump by itself, not the Harley one. So if you look at the bottom of it, Peerberg, I'm gonna correct myself there. Peerberg is who makes the water pump, not Pearson. There's a QR code on the bottom of it, and then there is 266-00048. Now that's the part number to the Peerberg water pump, I believe. So like I said, you can find Peerberg without the Harley logo on it for $350 versus $400 for the whole, or $500 for the whole kit. The whole kit comes with like the reservoir and the hoses, which I don't need. I just need the water pump. Everything else is good on my system. But this is $80, $100, $120, depending on which one you buy. I don't know. I feel like for 80 bucks, I'll give it a shot, and hopefully it helps some of y'all out too. But let's swap these caps, and then we're going to take this rubber piece here. I'm going to try to figure out how I can finagle it off of this, and then I'm going to put it onto here, because this is how the water pump mounts onto the bike. Alright, there's the inside of it. You just got this little fan in the middle, and then there's this gasket that seals it on the inside. Let's do the same thing to this one. Alright, boom, there's the Harley one. We'll make sure I have these lined up right for when I reinstall it. I think the second hardest part about this is going to be getting this rubber piece off. It has some give to it. I can kind of manhandle it. Maybe I can get a flathead in there and kind of work it over top of some of these. If you look at this side, it's got like some indentions, like where you can kind of tell where it's lined up here. But I think this will be kind of a challenge, but we'll see. Alright, we got it. It took quite a bit of some muscle. Try to make sure I don't mess up anything. I try not to push on this gasket here at all. Try not to push on this plastic. And try not to mess up the plug here. So, now that that's done, I want to make sure I line up the Harley cap one more again. And then we'll be ready to put it back on the bike. So, probably, just because I always second guess myself, I will double check that none of the internals have been messed up while I've been kind of just manhandling this thing around. So I'll just plug it back up to the bike, turn the bike on, and see if it's still running. So when I turned it on before, it ran pretty smoothly. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, got a nice seal on that. I'm going to use the new screws that came with the eBay water pump. The Harley ones don't look bad, but these look nice and new. Get these snugged up. Should be fine. Alright, I feel like for like the past year, my EITMS has been coming on sooner, and I wonder if it's because this was kind of going bad, but riding to Tennessee, this was the first time where like my engine temperature actually got hot and I had a light pop up on the dash. So I pulled over to a Harley shop and they tested that I had a bad water pump. So here we are. This is why we wanted to line up this little rubber boot, because this is what holds it on. I say boot, I don't know, little band. So I'm gonna kind of get it like loose on there. You got your outlet down here. I still have some remnants of that a little crimp-on clamp. So let's see how that would be easiest. We'll do it like that on this one. And then our inlet, still got some fluid in there. That ain't fun. Now I probably could reuse this clamp. I think what I got is a little bit better. I'll put it up top. So let's go ahead and slide these on. I think that's it. Bring this plug around, plug it up. All right, now that you got everything hooked back up, back in place, we're good to go. So now, back in here, you got this radiator cap right here. Kind of hides up in there. Now, pull this out, and you want to fill this up with fluid until you see it up here at the top, and then you'll flip your key on, crank your hog, pull your throttle for a few seconds, and then your system will start to run, and then the fluid will kind of run through the system. Let it come down, and then fill it back up, run it again, let it go down, fill it back up. The capacity said it was a little over a quart. Now I still have stuff some in my reservoir. I will top that off when I'm done with this, but we're just going to kind of repeat that process until it's done. Now as I'm doing my initial fill here, it's filling up and then it's already kind of sinking back down. So we're just going to do this until it stays up at the top, and then we'll run it and let it run through the system. Have your little towel ready. I'm gonna catch some stuff. All right, so we'll flip this on, and then when I pull the throttle, you'll hear the fans come on, and then the fluid will run down. Look at that. It means our pump's working. So we'll keep doing that. So that's done. I put the cap back on now. Make sure it's tight. Probably about 4 or 5 times I had to turn the key on, crank the hog, and then let it run, and it would drain. I fill it back up, drain. I ended up not using all of this. For the record, I am using the Harley stuff. This is like 25 bucks a bottle or for a quart, which is a lot, but I'm saving a lot of money by Harley not doing this. So bike's back on the Jiffy stand, this filled up, caps put back on, and I filled up my reservoir. I will probably go give it a ride and then come back and let it cool down and check all my fluids again. But while I got you, did have a check engine light, which is why all of this started. So I cleared my codes, and you'll have a check engine light now until you turn the bike on. But why don't we do that? All right, so no more check engine light. That's good. No leaks, also good. I'm gonna take it for a spin, and I won't put this out until I ride this for a couple days. It is July in Virginia, so you know we're looking at high 80s, 90s, mid 90s. So should be able to get it up to temperature. So I'll update y'all when I get back on the bike and when we don't have any issues. See you.
And we're back. So bike's all back together. We're gonna hop on the highway and I'll tell you about the repair. I waited way too long to finish off this video, but I guess that's good that I got some good testing in on it. It's probably been 3 or 4 weeks since I did the coolant pump. It's been hot, it's been cool, it's been mild. I've sat in some traffic, I've kicked it on the highway for a while. I've had no issues out of the water pump. All I did was I made sure after riding it for a day, I think the day after I did that video, I rode it to my work and came home, and I checked the fluid and it was like a 1/4 inch low on the reservoir. I just topped it off, but I've had no performance issues. It feels like it's running fine. I haven't hooked up my power vision to see what the temperatures are, but it feels normal. So other than that, but I know it's working, and today is a good 90-degree day in Virginia. I've had no issues out of it the past few weeks. So as far as the repair goes, I think this was a great way to save $400 by going with the eBay part. The construction of it felt, I mean, just as good as what I pulled off from Harley. The Harley one lasted 35,000 miles. I don't live in Florida. It's not constantly hot, so it's not overworked. So I think this will work for now. I'll definitely keep an eye out on the channel. I will for sure update the channel if something happens with this water pump, but I don't foresee that happening. We'll knock on wood. Also, a big thing to note is no check engine light, no coolant temperature light. Forgot to mention that a second ago. But yeah, look at it, sitting at a stoplight, idling just fine. EITMS hasn't even kicked on just yet, so we're keeping her cool. No big deal. If you like this video, give it a like, give it a little thumbs up. Comment down below if you know anybody who's done this, or if you've done this, and let me know. I'd like to know if anybody else has. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little bell if you want to be notified for future uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.